Hi, class. Let's recall what we've talked about with triangles. Now, the first thing, we discussed the different types of triangles. Mainly, we're looking at triangles that have right angles, so a right triangle, versus a triangle that doesn't have a right angle. Now, the reason we distinguish between these two is because we use very different equations to deal with right angled triangles versus other ones. So we remember we have our first equation called Pythagorean relation. And Pythagorean relation is good for solving for the third side of any triangle where you are given two sides already. So we have a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. And what we can do with this is find the third side if you have two sides already. Now, the other equations that we can use for right angle triangles would be the trig ratios. Now, in our trig ratios, we have to be very careful about naming our sides. So let's say we had A, this is our working angle. We have the right angle. Then we name everything else relative to our working angle. The side across from the working angle is our opposite. The side in between our 90-degree and the working angle is our adjacent. And finally, the hypotenuse is the side across from the 90-degree angle. We use our SOHCAHTOA, meaning sine of an angle is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. Cosine of an angle is adjacent over hypotenuse. And tangent of an angle is equal to opposite over adjacent. Now, both of these can only be applied to triangles that are right angled. Now, we've got our other triangles, which is our non-right angle triangle. So when we have our non-right angle triangles, we can use our sine and cosine laws. First, let's talk about our sine law. Sine law states that the ratio of side A over the sine of angle A is equal to B over sine B, which is equal to C over sine C. Of course, you could rewrite it the other way around. So you could say sine A over A is equal to sine B over B, and that's equal to sine C over C. Now, this is good if you have one complete angle side pair. So use this if you have one complete angle side pair. Now, our second law that we have is our cosine law. Cosine law is a squared is equal to b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cosine of angle A. Now, this is what I call the sandwich rule. It's a sandwich because we have side A and angle A as the bread sandwiching everything else in the middle. So this is good for solving if I have one angle and three sides. So use this when you have three sides. For example, a triangle that has the sides 5, 8, and 9, and you're looking for an angle. Another option would be to use the cosine law when you have a side angle side triangle. So let's say I have 46 degrees, 13 meters, and 9 meters. I want to know what that angle is, or that side is. Now I see that I have a side angle side sandwich.